Southwest. Numerous tornado warnings have been issued. But again, tonight the primary concern has been the nasty weather moving across not only our region, but a good chunk of the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, and points off to the south and southwest. Numerous tornado warnings have been issued, numerous severe thunderstorm warnings for the high winds, the isolated tornado spin-ups, but now things tend to be coming down just a little bit. All right, still a number of school delays to pass along. We're going to be getting that information along shortly. Up in the booth, where are we going next? We'll try and... Okay, we can go back to, over to news. Okay, Natasha and Karen on the news desk right now. Guys, as you know, been a crazy overnight, a crazy morning so far, but things are finally starting to settle down in and around the metro region. Having said that, still some problems out there with some of the school delays and some of the high water in and around the metro. Karen, Natasha, let's send it over to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Jay. Good morning, I'm Natasha Collins.
And I'm Karen Roby. Thanks for joining us, of course, on this Wednesday morning. And we have some school delays in the area and some classes that have been canceled, of course, due to the weather. We want to relay those to you here in just a moment. Of course, you can see them at the bottom, or right there on your screen, as a matter of fact. Christian Academy, then Indiana. This is all on a 2-hour delay. Clarksville Community Schools, Crothersville Community Schools, East Washington Schools, again on a 2-hour delay, and Greater Clark Schools. Also, New Albany, Floyd County Schools, Prince of Peace Catholic Schools, Rock Creek Community Academy, Scott County District 2, and Southwestern Hanover. And
okay, we're going to toss to Eric King. He is live. Eric, what do you have for us?
Ladies, sorry, we're trying to get things set up out here. As you well know, it's been a very hectic morning. Producer IFB, if you could correct that. Just want to give you an update on some of the power outages that we've been seeing. We've been out over the course of the morning. There have been a number of power outages. One of the first things that we saw was heavy winds, and that was going around at 2 o'clock. Going on around 2 o'clock this morning. I know on my way to work, coming in from the downtown area, when you're sitting at stoplights, the lights were just kind of shaking around and the car was shaking too. So forgive me for reading this. I'm just reading numbers to you from LG&E and also KU. It looks like there are about 3,600 people without power right now in a number of counties. That number up significantly. It started at about 1,600. We're looking at Bullitt, Hardin, Jefferson, Lincoln, Meade, Oldham, and Bourbon counties. I'll break that down more specifically by zip code. If you're in the city of Louisville, most of the power outages that we're seeing are in the eastern part of Jefferson County. The area code of 40207, that's actually the St. Matthews area, I believe. You're looking at 1,156 people without power. Shively has been hit fairly hard as well. That's the 40206 zip code with a significant amount of power outages as well. We've been getting some calls from people saying that they're hearing tornado sirens, or they heard tornado sirens in Oldham County. That's not actually the case, according to Oldham County Dispatch. They're saying they've not sounded any sirens out there at all. They've not had any storm-related issues. I also had a conversation with Bullitt County Dispatch. They've not had any reports of damage by any means. They do have a number of their officers working, checking out the Econo Lodge on Blue Lick Road. They're not exactly sure what's going on there at this point. They believe it may be something to do with a tripped alarm. Up in southern Indiana, we've heard reports of roofs being taken off mobile homes, things of that nature. We're working to independently verify things of that nature. But again, heavy rains is what we saw about a half an hour ago here in Louisville. I've heard personally 3 bouts of tornado sirens going off, so certainly some things to pay attention to over the course of the morning. That heavy rain that came through, my photographer and I were driving through it, just within about 10-15 minutes of that amount of rain, we noticed a little bit of ponding on the road. This is Melwood Avenue behind us. I know you can't really zoom in to see it. Melwood Avenue, obviously a street that is prone to standing water. Of course, now there's a reroute onto Melwood Avenue from River Road, which is shut down from Edith Avenue over Frankfort Avenue. So we're going to see traffic pick up on this road very soon. But at least right now, there's no major problems. Looks like the water has kind of subsided. Just that incident this morning when the weather picked up. But again, Natasha Karen, I'll come back to you with this. A number of people, again, without power right now, a little over 3,000 people without power. That number up significantly from about 1,500. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot for that update, Eric. For more on this active weather system, let's check in now with meteorologist Matt Milosevic. Matt.
Yeah, Natasha, Karen, we still have a number of severe thunderstorm warnings across the WLKY viewing area. Those are crawling at the bottom of your screen. We'll also show you the map here. They're highlighted in yellow this morning, including southern Trimble County, Oldham, Henry County, down to Shelby, Spencer, southern Bullitt, also a good chunk of the eastern half of Hardin County, Nelson, LaRue, and Hart County across the WLKY viewing area, mainly along and east of Interstate 65. There still continues a tornado watch as well, as we have had an occasional bouts of rotation with some of the strongest storms. Let's go over to the Super Doppler radar, and you'll be able to see this line of heaviest storms now east of the metro. But once you get behind this line, we will be just settling into a couple of hours of very steady rain, as you can see west of Interstate 65. But we're going to take a look here, a closer look at these storms from the Trimble-Carroll County line on Interstate 71. That's a stronger cell right there moving into Carrollton. And with any of these stronger cells where you see some of the brighter reds, this is where you're going to be able to potentially pick up wind gusts 60 miles per hour or more. That's where we've had it across the area so far this morning, and just came across on the weather computers here that we do have a tornado warning that has just been issued for Henry County. That's going to go until, let me get the latest on this, that's going to go until 5:25 Eastern time. So for about the next 19 to 20 minutes, the storm that's currently going right now into Henry County, very close to the Newcastle area, now has a tornado warning on it. You can see a little bit in the radar here. It's going to be that cell that's beginning to rotate with this storm into Henry County. We'll also get that verified on the storm analyzer here for you in just a few short moments. But right now, looking at a tornado warning until 5:25 for Henry County. The strongest part of that storm very close to the Newcastle area, moving off towards the north and to the east at about, let's say, let me get the latest on that warning. It's, well, scrolling on down the line here, it's moving off to the northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So do keep that in mind if you are in Newcastle or live into the eastern half there at southeastern half of Henry County. Make sure you are in your tornado sheltered. We have had, at least anyway, reports of sporadic damage from some of the stronger storms so far this morning. Places like Salem, Indiana. We've also had some reports of debris on Indiana 111 there into Harrison County. So do keep that in mind, that these storms have produced some damage. So do take them seriously. We'll quickly go down the line just to get you warned through portions of Shelby County. Shelbyville, be on the lookout, as well as Taylorsville. Bardstown, also, you're going to start to see the strongest of the weather. Hodgenville and down towards Munfordville and points off into the east. From there into eastern Hart County, also be on the lookout. Greene County over the next, about 20 minutes or so, you're going to start to get into the strongest part of this storm. But right now, we do have the tornado warning in effect for portions of Henry County for a storm that's very close to the Newcastle area. We'll go ahead and put a quick track on it for you, moving off to the east and northeast at about 55 miles per hour. That will start to take it through not only eastern Henry County, but potentially the southern half of Owen County over the next couple of minutes. Just to refine here and update the map for you to get you the latest on where this storm is going. If you're in Lockport, Graz, Owenton here in the next about 3 to 12 minutes, that's where you're going to need to be on the lookout for this storm. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you get the latest update here. I'm going to update this track. Just got to scan in on the radar. Also, we'll switch over to our live radar from our WLKY studios, and there you can see just moving east of Newcastle into eastern Henry County and through central Owen County. That's where the strongest part of this storm, the rotating part of this storm, will be headed. So again, in the Gratz area in about 3 minutes, Owenton 10 minutes, and Sweet Owen about 15 minutes. This is the zone that is under the highest threat potential for this tornado. If we switch on over, let's see here, I'll give it a couple of minutes, Jared, but I'd like to go over to the storm analyzer to take a little closer look at this storm, if you will. And there you can see this is the look at the winds within the storm here between to the north of Newcastle and well, in the Eminence and Newcastle zone there, where Jared's circling with the cursor.
Highway 421 there, man.
Okay, along the Highway 421 area, that's where we're getting the strongest bit of rotation there, and also some of the strongest winds. Jared, what's some of the gate-to-gate numbers there on that? So anywhere from 60 to 70?
You know, it's not overly strong. It looks stronger on reflectivity, you know, with the rotation there, the precip wrapping around than it actually does on the wind field, which is good news, but no doubt it is rotating, especially in the mid-levels.
And we've had this type of scenario all morning farther back off towards the west, where you get into some of these stronger line segments within this squall line of thunderstorms that do produce this rotation and prompt the tornado warnings. We have yet this morning to have any confirmation of tornadoes, but we have had reports of some damage with some of the stronger cells this morning, and one of them right now very close to, and just now looks like off to the east of the Newcastle area. Let's go back over to the Super Doppler radar. You can see there the Louisville metro area into the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. This is well off to the east of Louisville. It's farther off towards the east into eastern Henry County, moving real close now to the Henry and Owen County line. It is going to be the storm right here that I'm highlighting just off to the northwest of Lockport and off to the west of the Gratz area, and not too far away from Owenton. In fact, it's about 10 miles off to the west and southwest of the Owenton area. It has been moving fairly rapidly off towards the east and northeast, around 50 to 55 miles per hour. A lot of wind energy